Hey guys, welcome back to another Battlefield 6 news video, and today we got a lot of stuff to talk about, including a deep dive into the weapon changes that we can expect to see next week, some news to several issues that are present in the game right now, and well, some other stuff that I think is interesting for you. But we're gonna start with the weapon deep dive or the gunplay deep dive. And here, David and Florian, so the senior producer and the principal game designer, are giving us this deep dive and are telling us what they will be changing in terms of time to kill, recoil, and so on. So first of all, the first area that they are tweaking is that all weapons will get a wide path to make recoil directions more consistent and predictable. And here we can see a before and after comparison of the SOR 556 assault rifle. So right now, the recoil has a pretty high variation in direction and intensity, and after the update, you can clearly see that the variation is significantly reduced, and this will make recoil more consistent and easier to master. However, to still reward a proper shooting technique, they have also slightly increased bullet deviation after the first shot, which will make either controlled bursts or tap firing your weapon even more important to stay accurate at longer ranges. Then another area they have adjusted is the bullet velocity and drag. So bullet velocity is of course at which velocity the bullet leaves your weapon, and drag is how much a projectile drops on range. And here they have decreased the muzzle velocity for most weapons, especially for SMGs, which will definitely make it harder to hit moving targets on range with these SMGs. And they have tuned the bullet drag to make anticipating the movement of targets more important. But probably the biggest topic of this blog post is the time to kill. Here they don't simply want to change the time that it takes to eliminate a target by changing damage numbers, but instead they are adjusting the body part multipliers. And here they're also giving us examples for DMRs, sniper rifles, and all automatic weapons. So for DMRs, they're lowering the multiplier for arms, abdomen, and legs from 1 to 0.91. For sniper rifles, it goes down from 0.8 to only 0.67. So here precision is even more rewarded than before. And automatic weapons got the biggest change here. The multipliers for limbs and lower torso were lowered from 1 to 0.84, and the headshot multiplier was increased across all of the different categories, which also means that using hollow point ammunition will be more effective since it increases the headshot multiplier even more. So before the update, the multiplier on all body parts except for the headshot was the same. So it didn't matter if you hit someone in the torso or in the leg or in an arm. And after the update, there are significant changes, which as a result will also have an effect on the time to kill. And according to the devs, this could mean that you might need approximately one more bullet to kill someone. Not even talking about the depth that it adds to the gunplay. The only two weapon categories that are not affected by this change are sidearms and shotguns. Sidearms because they are your last resort for dealing with someone when you run out of ammo on your primary, and the shotguns because they spray so much. So for these two weapon categories, the multiplier will still be the same for all body parts. And of course, the headshot multipliers will also still be higher than any other body part multipliers to keep headshots rewarding. And lastly, what they're also adjusting is the range of the sniper sweet spot, so the range within which one sniper shot to the torso can kill you. And here they are saying that right now these ranges are too generous and overlap too much. So this is how the sweet spot will change for the different sniper rifles. For the SV98, it's reduced to a range of 54 to 75 meters. The ESR goes down from 75 to 120 meters to a range of 75 to 100 meters. The PSR goes down from a range of 100 to 150 meters to a range between 90 and 120 meters. The L115 is also reduced from a range of 100 120 to 175 meters to a range of 100 and 133 meters. And the Mini Scout has no sweet spot whatsoever, and that's the way they keep it. And that was it for this blog post and for the weapon changes that we can expect to see in the next update, which is next Tuesday. And now we have a bit of a mix of different news that popped up during the week. First of all, when you go to your socials tab, you can now find a party finder, and this allows you to select your preferences like playstyle, communication, and so on, and then lets you find the perfect party for you. If it works, I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. And when you are in the socials tab already, you might also want to check your inbox to see if you've been granted 10 free Battle Pass points, because these are going out to players who didn't receive the Battle Pass points during the first week of Season 3 because of the bug where the bonus challenge was already automatically completed. And then we also got some news to several issues that are present in Battlefield 6 right now. First of all, we got a little update to the mode Strike Point. This was disabled earlier this month because they had several issues with the stability and the balancing, and the logic was broken. And they have made some progress on figuring out what went wrong or what is causing these issues, but the investigation to resolve all underlying issues is still ongoing, and they currently don't have a set timeline for when Strike Point will return. So it will come back at some point, but there is no date for this yet. Same goes for the lighting bug in redsec. Here we also got a little update from the devs, and here they're writing that this is a very complex issue and it's a lot more complex than they had expected, and this is also why it's taking longer to resolve this issue, because there are actually several underlying issues where this bug can be triggered in several ways, and they need to identify and fix each and every way and verify that it also works. So despite the fixes that they have already deployed for this issue, it's still not fully fixed, and it's also why you still run into this. And with the next update, they're planning on deploying another fix that is specifically focused on the lighting issue near the downtown area, but this might still not address every lighting related issue that you can run into on the Battle Royale map. So this will probably still take some time for them to fully fix, but they're working on it. Well, I guess that's the bottom line of this. Moving on, we have some, well, better news or more positive news, because Battlefield Studios has teamed up with Godot and is providing the Godot team with additional funding to help them develop their engine even further. So Godot, in case you never heard of this, is an open source game engine, and that's the engine you use when you want to create an own map in Portal with the spatial editor. And to help this team around the engine, the Battlefield Studios is funding them with 36,000 euro a year. And then lastly, two more, well, sad news. First of all, Battlefield Hardline was shut down on PlayStation and Xbox. So the multiplayer servers, of course, you will still be able to play the campaign, and you can also still download the game, but you will not be able to play the multiplayer anymore on the two consoles, PlayStation and Xbox. The game will still remain on PC though, including the multiplayer. And lastly, we also got the news that there will be more layoffs at EA across several internal departments of the company, whatever that means. Maybe just some parts of EA, maybe it's affecting studios again. We don't know. It's an industry insider that talked about it, and they're also saying that this cycle of layoffs is relatively small, but more developers could be fired later on, as this is just the initial round of job cuts. So again, more layoffs in the games industry, especially more layoffs at EA, but this is also not the only publisher who's firing developers or closing down studios, and I think that we will unfortunately see even more of this in the future, but I hope that everyone affected by this will find a new job pretty soon. And yeah, that was it for today. These were all the news I had to cover. As usual, tell me what you think about this in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman, and you are awesome.